This game was a look ahead to what the NFL is going to be. The future of the NFL. And the future of the NFL is going to be an NFL where damn near every single starting quarterback is going to be a young black man. That is where it's going. That's where it's headed. Think about this. The best quarterback in the world is black, Patrick Mahomes. The second best quarterback in the world is black, Lamar Jackson. You had Jaden Daniels, who has potential to be, at minimum, a top 10 quarterback. You have Caleb Williams, who at minimum has the potential to be a top 10 quarterback. You have C.J. Stroud playing another black quarterback today in Anthony Richardson. You have Jordan Love. You have in the draft, think about this in the draft. In the draft, 3 of the 5 quarterbacks that might get drafted are going to be black, most likely. Shedeur Sanders, Cam Ward,
yep.
Jalen Milroe.
Yep. The revolution will be televised.
This is what it's going to be. This is what the NFL is going to be looking like. Now, you know me, you feel me, we are obviously never afraid to talk about race, but that's not really what we do, especially not on this podcast. We just talk about football. But it's something that, in my opinion, is important for one reason. It has to be discussed. Like, you can't ignore it. Like, you can't ignore it. And especially given the history, and that's the other thing that I wanted to talk about, because you got to think about this. This is the same NFL that told Warren Moon that you weren't smart enough to play quarterback in our league. Warren Moon had to go to the CFL. Warren Moon didn't get to the NFL until he was 28 years old. Warren Moon, Hall of Famer, first ballot, was told he wasn't smart enough to play the position in the NFL. He had to sacrifice 6 years of his physical prime in the CFL to get a shot. We're not that far removed from Lamar Jackson being told that he was better off playing wide receiver by a Hall of Fame GM and by the name of Bill Polian. Bill Polian. 3-time GM of the year, Bill Polian, by the way. Told Lamar Jackson, I think he should convert to wide receiver. 2-time MVP, Lamar Jackson. Heisman Trophy winner at quarterback for Louisville, Lamar Jackson. Somebody who's won every single place or has shown that he's an elite quarterback talent every place going back to high school at Pompano Beach High at every level. So it just makes me wonder about all of the quarterbacks that could have been if they were allowed to play that position back then. We are obviously way better when it comes to allowing black men, young black men, to be quarterbacks. But for the longest time, we were only appreciated for what we could do from the neck down, not essentially what we could do from the neck up. And there's a lot of people that did not get an opportunity that they should have had. There's a lot of Hall of Famers that don't exist that should exist. And it's just a crazy thing to see when you actually let them play the quarterback position, how they just take over the position. You can't be a statue. It has to be. That has to be the fear. That has to be the fear, right? Like, we done with these statues, bro. Like, the future of NFL quarterbacking involves you being mobile, athletic, some type of speed, anything. Like, you got to be incredible to just pick people apart, dog. Like, you're not going to see Drew Brees, Tom Brady, Peyton Manning anymore. That shit is done. Them days is over. It's over. It's over. But I'm happy. I don't want to get caught up in the past. It is a beautiful thing. Like, I don't want to make it seem like I'm full of sorrow or anything like that. It ultimately is beautiful that these guys are actually getting to flourish now. But I can't help but wonder, is what I'm saying. So, I know I ranted, but go ahead if you got anything that you want to add on as well, bro.
No, Herbie, I mean, those were great points that you made. All I would say is that you think about all the guys who had to pave the way for these guys who came through. You know, Warren Moon and
Randall Cunningham,
and hell, even Doug Williams.
Doug Williams.
You know what I mean? Like Michael Vick. Like, you know, there were so many guys who along the way, they kind of helped pave the way for these guys. And it's a beautiful thing to see that now we have a wealth of talent, a wealth of young colored men at the position. In a league where 70% of the guys playing are black anyway, right? You would think that there would have been more quarterbacks, but that's neither here nor there. Mm-hmm. Now we are seeing it. We're seeing it happen. And just like you, Herbie, I'm excited and I'm glad that we're seeing some nice, young, great talent. Like, Herbie, the NFL is in good hands, bro. Like, a lot of these young quarterbacks, white or black, they're looking good. We got a lot of good young quarterbacks in the league right now.
Nah, most definitely, man. No, definitely, bro.